Mm. Well, the temperature in the great Northwest was 93 yesterday. So this water doesn't even feel bad. It feels pretty good. And this is, as usual, Swimming Upstream radio show. I'm Dorothy Wilhelm. It took me a minute, but I did remember. And we have a special surprise treat for you today. We have two guests, not one, but Diane Malone and John Hubble. Why, you may ask, would I invite Diane Malone and John Hubble to be here? Because they have done between them, no, well, but something that nobody that has done before. John is a repeller. Now, that's not repulsive, that's repeller. And, and Diane is interested in the community and bringing help to it. And we'll talk about both of them later. But John, tell about your rappelling experiences. I don't even know anybody. What did you rappel down and why did you do it?
Well, the local senior centers have gotten together and sponsored a fundraising event in which people that want to climb up to the top of a building and effectively slide down a rope. That's what's called rappelling. And I've tried it in the past, and it sounded like it might be fun and a good way to help raise some money for some nice people. And so I did it.
Well, good. But now there was actually a picture. What nice people were you helping?
The senior centers of Thurston County.
And was it scary, John?
Not particularly. I've done it before, and so I knew what to expect. And I think it's fun. I would do it just for the fun of it.
You have no judgment. But you invited Diane to be here today because you said that you wouldn't have done it except for Diane.
Well, in that respect, it is her fault. She
see, there's fault enough to go around.
Yeah, she let us know. Like she said earlier that she was aware of it and had been aware of it for a couple of years and announced that she was going to do it this year. And I said, count me in.
And then, of course, cruel fate struck a blow. Diane, you didn't get to do it after all.
No, I wasn't, but I'll be there next year. They already know that. I've got the date on my calendar for next year.
That's wonderful. Well, tell them a little about it. I mean, to me, this is kind of a mysterious project. It's God knows I wouldn't do it. But how many people took part? 38. Around
38, I think.
Jeez, that's a lot.
In that vicinity.
Yeah. And you?
And me. Yeah.
And were you scared at any time?
No.
Why not?
I'm not afraid of heights.
Oh.
I knew I was on a strong rope. In fact, they had the rope I was putting weight on, plus the one that would save me if I fell.
Okay, now see, that's good to know. Where is that rope, or is this person isn't wearing that?
Well, you
rope?
can see the rope on the right-hand side is the blue rope. That's the one I was physically sliding down. The rope on the left is an emergency thing. If something happens, it will catch me.
Well, now as you look at it, does it seem to you that you should have been worried?
No, I don't think so. I watched several people do it, and they were pretty easy at it too.
Well, now look. Now tell me what's happening in this picture.
I am probably in motion. What you do is you manually release the pressure against the rope that's holding it, and of course, with weight on a rope, if there's no pressure to hold it, you slide down the rope.
So did a lot of people turn out to watch?
I don't know the number, but there were quite a few people there, yeah.
It's really, now you said that it would help the nice people there in Thurston County. How did it help them? That is, where did the money come from?
Well, the money came from individuals around the area that we I guess we solicited money from them and just asked them to contribute. We had a $1,000 goal, and I'm happy to say we exceeded that goal.
Wonderful.
And so that's all it took, is just somebody interested and willing to support the cause.
Well, that is terrific, and I think we're seeing more and more people doing things like this to support their communities.
Yeah, people are pretty generous, and quite easy to come up with anywhere up to about $25 without batting an eye.
That's true.
And so,
well, now, what will be your next project, do you imagine?
oh, I probably won't slide down a rope until next year.
Oh,
That's not part of my regular life.
so you would kind of give that an off till. So
Yeah.
what other kinds, have you gotten involved in any other kinds of community activities like that?
Community support.
Yeah.
The shower truck.
Oh, yeah, there was a while that I participated with a group that had facilities, and they would go around and offer free showers to homeless people.
Really?
They had, at that time, they had a big semi truck that they had set up for with showers in it, and they pump water into it and give people showers. They then purchased a trailer. It looked a lot like a house trailer, but it was on wheels, and they would take it to different places and offer showers for the homeless people. And I did that for 2 or 3 years, and situation changed, and I left that group, but they've hung on for a while.
So you'll be looking for something else to do, baby. And that brings us right to your friend Diane, your pal, right next door. Would you introduce her to us?
Oh, this is my friend Diane. She lives in the chalet, the same apartment structure that I do on Panorama. And we've known each other for a while now, and we've gotten to be friends, and we exchange information.
Aha. Now, Diane, we have talked a little bit about kind of thinking about a regular or semi, depending on your schedule, regular feature on how people are helping each other. We've kind of come to a time again, rather like the Great Depression, when we've got to look out for each other. And
you're absolutely right. Yeah, you are. You're absolutely right. Yeah.
So, and I know you're doing some things. You got some ideas about some other things. John may hop in anytime he wants, because this is so far a free country. Go right ahead.
Well, I've been active with the Thurston County Food Bank for 5 years now. I've moved to this area 5 years ago, and 2 months after that, got involved in the food bank. That was during the COVID times. And now with what's happening in our country, funds have been cut back for food banks. And I've been so pleased and kind of overwhelmed with the support that we're getting from the community. It seems like every Friday when I'm there with my other volunteers, local folks will come in with bags of donations. A lot of them will come fresh produce from their own garden, which is really valuable. There was a community that I'm involved with that brought in 1,300 pounds of fresh produce from their community garden. So our clients that come in, our neighbors, are getting fresh food as well as other food. We're taking part in what's called Thurston County Food Project, where neighbors will be given a large green bag such as this one.
Yes.
And
bring it back and hold it up.
okay.
And read it. I will read it. Thurston County Food Project. See how beautifully? That's very nice. And how do you get that?
On the even numbered months of the year, on the second Saturday of that month, folks will put their green bag out on their porch, and a group of volunteers come by, leave them a fresh bag, and take the bag that's full of non-perishable foods. It's then taken to the distribution center over on Mottman Road. Many communities are taking this on their own to take part in this program and get food for the food bank.
That is terrific. It really is. And
What's really needed is protein foods, proteins.
Sure.
Yeah. And
so,
protein foods for canned fruit and baby food. Those are the number one things we need.
And there are a surprising number of groups now that are working on these various projects, which is it's encouraging, at least a little encouraging.
It is encouraging. I don't get out and shop a whole lot because I don't need to. But recently I've been out and I've seen my bank, a shoe store, other stores that have a large container where people can, as they're shopping, if it's a grocery store, buy food for the food bank and put it in that bin that's waiting there. So that makes it real easy for folks. It's just right there. They can put it in as they walk out the door. That's a big help. We have several grocery stores that are taking part in that.
And we're now. Do you happen to have who would you get in touch with if you'd like to get involved?
ThurstonCountyFoodBank.org. ThurstonCountyFoodBank.org. And they're here in the Olympia area. And it's for both food banks. There's one downtown Olympia, and there's one in Lacey on Martin Way.
Very good. Oh, that's right there. That's right.
Yep.
I'm not supposed to say where I live.
Yeah, in our neck of the woods. It's in our neck of the woods.
Well, this is so encouraging because I grew up in Montana a long time ago, of course, but we were really, 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 really poor. And I can just, it's so heartening to hear that people are reaching out and are trying, and more than trying. And now I do know that here with their, they have garden plots, and that once a week they do what they bring in goes to the food bank too.
That's correct. Yeah, that's very correct.
So really, there's no, we can do a lot more than we're doing pretty easily. And then it's all there. And sometimes it would only be a question of an extra trip, a trip somewhere, maybe a phone call, maybe.
That's true.
There's
so many
people that need us. There's a church in Lacey where I was giving a speech about some darn thing, and it was very nice. And people were coming in and taking showers during my speech. And it was okay. It was really nice. But the fact is, the church very nicely had teeny tiny homes for them, and they could come into the church, and they had showers, and they could take showers, and they did not have to worry about things like people giving speeches. They needed a shower, they could get a shower. But you see, that's good. That's the way it's supposed to be.
That's true. I'm seeing more of that now. I mean, you lived through the Depression. I did not. Of course, I grew up hearing about it from my family members, but I'm getting that feeling that folks had back then now. And there's so many folks that realize that they are much more fortunate than other folks out there, and they're more understanding as to why people are in the situations they're in, and they're offering to step up and help.
Well, the reason I do this show, in fact, and all the other ones, is that there are so many people, luckily for us, in our world today that want to help or are helping. They're not waiting to be asked, they are helping. But you won't ever hear it, much as I love the 6 o'clock news, you won't ever hear about it on the news. You won't ever see it on the news. We need to let people know that there is need and that we can help.
And there's good people out there doing it.
Exactly so.
Very good people doing it. Yeah.
So we would just, so we're looking at that every once in a while you will be out there and you will be finding things that people are doing, and you will not have told them. Now is the time. You will not have told them everything. And so now this would be a good time for you to tell all about all the wonderful things you've seen.
Well, one of them is a hygiene drive. A hygiene drive is taking place now where we live, and that's for soap, shampoo, toothbrush, toothpaste, all those types of laundry soap, wipes, and those sort of feminine products for women. That's a real problem for a lot of women who don't make a lot of money to buy those items. And that's been overwhelming to see the types of things and the quality of and quantity of products that people have been donating for that. And that's an ongoing need as well, to have those types of items.
Well, and you're absolutely right. We don't even think about the fact that, how really miserable it would be. And I don't know, John, do you hear about different things like, are there guy things that are in need?
I don't know I don't know of any that are gender specific, but there are men's clubs that take on nonprofit. I'm not familiar with any in particular. We do when we encounter individuals, we all try to make an attempt to provide as well. We're participating in the green bag that Diane showed you, and so that's one of the ways we try to contribute.
Well, tell me a minute now, when you were up there, and I just can't believe that you were up there on that roof, tromping around in fear of smashing through the roof with those heavy boots. You're not lightweight at all. And I happen to know how old you are. Did you have a minute when you thought, A, I can't imagine why I'm doing this, or B, well, at least I'm doing something good here, or C,
well, I'm definitely feeling I'm doing something good, and I'm doing something that's fun.
So that was it. I wanted you to say that.
Yes, that's probably the main reason I participated, was because it's fun.
It's fun. Diane, did you get to watch John, or were you in another place at the time?
Unfortunately, I wasn't able to watch, but he has the pictures on his door, and I got to see the pictures right away. His wife sent them to me. So yeah, I went, okay, I'm there next year. I'm there next year. So yeah.
That's wonderful. It really is great. Well, I think we should all try, and I didn't tell Diane I was going to do this, but never mind. I think we should all try and collect really good ideas of things that are going on in the community.
Okay.
And you can send them to me or to, I am at dorothy@itsnevertoolate.com. Or looks like Diane has an interest. Who would we send it to, Diane? Who, if people want to get in touch with you, how may they? Or may they just write to me?
No, my email. That's okay. They can get in touch with me through my email.
Well, tell them what it is.
Oh, my pal Diane, 45@yahoo.com.
We're going to just clean this place up.
That sounds good to me, Dorothy.
Me too. Well, this has been a lot of fun. I really, really, really enjoyed having you here. And we'll just see what we can cook up. You just simply never know.
And thank you for having us and helping us spread the word of what we're doing in our community. I do appreciate that.
Well, you're most welcome. We're delighted to have you. And I think it's so important for people to realize that it doesn't have to be a big deal. I mean, it's a big deal to do it, yes.
Right.
But it isn't so often. I think people feel like, well, it's just going to be too hard. Nobody in his right mind wants to rappel down the side of a building. I'm sorry to tell you this, John, but my God.
But they can come watch.
I've been accused of a lot of things about not being in my right mind.
And which ones were you guilty of?
Probably anything that I've been accused of doing, I did.
Well, anyhow, we will meet again on a regular basis when you can do it, because we're all busy people, and that's a good thing. Now, you know when I'm going to be here, but everybody else, it's hard to tell.
We know where to find you, Dorothy.
Indeed so. And so anyway, we will get together and let's just see what we can do. It certainly, you're always afraid a little that, well, I can't do anything about it. Things are so bad and I can't do anything about it. But we really can. We really can. So
I think we can.
It'd
be fun to do that.
Remember about the little engine? I think I can. I think I can.
I know I can.
Good. I thought I could. Okay, my dear friends, thank you so much for being here.
Thank
And
you.
yes, yes, indeed. And this is a product of SOB Radio. SOB stands for Spunky Old Broads. And all of the hosts so far are women over 50. So be with us again next time, and we'll try and have some fun for you.
I
Right?
think we will.
Thanks
Yes.
for having us.
Thank you.